Hi, I'm Annie, and this is Chapter 6 of Always Be Closing, Repetition is Persuasion. Now I want you to really lock in on this one. Because if you want your sales message to land, to resonate, and to convert, you have to stop saying things once and expecting them to stick. Repetition isn't annoying, repetition is necessary. Think about the best songs in the world. You don't hear the hook once, you hear it over and over again, and you love it more every time it plays. Sales works the same way. People rarely say yes because they understood your offer the first time. They say yes because they heard the benefit the fifth time. Let's talk about why repetition works. It builds belief. The more you hear something, the more you accept it. Not because it's logically stronger, but because it's more familiar. Familiarity breeds trust, and trust leads to action. It anchors your value. Every time you repeat your offer's core benefit, you dig it in deeper. That way, when the prospect is weighing their decision, the value isn't floating around. It's planted. It removes doubt. The first time they hear it, they might miss it. The second time, they might question it. But by the third, fourth, and fifth time, they believe it. So how do you use repetition the right way? Let's start with layered repetition. This means saying the same message in different ways. Let's say your offer saves time. Don't just say it once and move on. Layer it in. You're going to save time. That's hours back in your week. You won't be stuck doing it all manually anymore. Time is the one thing we can't buy back. This gives it back to you. You're repeating the same benefit, but it doesn't feel like repetition. It feels like a fully formed idea. Next, let's talk about structured repetition. This means planning your pitch so the big points are hit at least 3 times. Once at the beginning, to introduce them. Once in the middle, to reinforce them. Once at the end, to anchor them in the close. Think about it like this. Start with the value. This will help you attract more leads. Show them the value. Here's how we increase visibility, engagement, and conversions. Remind them of the value. Let's get this started so you can start bringing in more leads right away. That's intentional, effective repetition. Now here's a mistake to avoid. Don't just repeat words, repeat ideas. If you just say the same sentence 3 times, it sounds lazy. But if you reinforce the idea using different angles, examples, or stories, it sounds powerful. For example, instead of repeating, "This saves money," you say, "It cuts your software costs in half." You'll reduce overhead immediately. That's money back in your pocket every month. See the difference? It's persuasive, not robotic. Another key point. Repetition trains decision-making. Every time your prospect agrees with your repeated message, they are mentally choosing you. They are saying yes in their mind before they say it with their words. So stack the yeses, reinforce the idea. And by the time you ask for the close, they already believe. Let's do a quick recap. Repetition builds belief. Layer your message through different phrasing. Hit key ideas at least 3 times, beginning, middle, and end. Repeat ideas, not just sentences. Use repetition to precondition the yes. You want to be memorable. You want to be locked into their brain. And the only way to do that is to repeat until you resonate. If this chapter helped sharpen your message, hit subscribe, follow the channel, and keep building your edge. Every week we're stacking wins. Also, if you're in a position to give, I invite you to support something bigger. There's a link in the description to a nonprofit that helps entrepreneurs with disabilities start their own businesses. These are founders with drive, ideas, and grit who've been turned away by traditional lenders. This charity gives them a real shot. Your donation helps fund equipment, mentorship, and opportunity. It helps someone else close their first deal. Please give if you can. And don't miss the next video, where we go into Chapter 7, Overcoming Objections with Confidence. I'll show you how to flip fear into agreement and how to use objections as leverage to get to yes. Until then, repeat what works, reinforce what matters, and above all, always be closing.